everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into First Glance's 23rd Annual Film Festival. This is our first year doing it as a virtual film festival. So thank you so much for tuning in. We are super grateful to be working in collaboration with Short.com, who will be hosting all of our events and screenings online. My name is Jackie Dallas. I am an LA-based actress, and today I am so excited to be talking with the writing directing duo behind the newest Halloween horror film, Bad Candy, Desiree Connell and Scott Hansen, as well as some of the talented cast, Brian Kaiser, Derek Russo, Haley Leary, and Alexandra Lucchese. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. How's everyone doing?
Amazing.
Pretty good. Just stuck at work.
Me too, kind of.
My shirt is knocking through, so I'm pretty good.
Very cool. So, I mean, gosh, Bad Candy, guys. It's been screening all weekend on the It's a Short platform during the festival. Hopefully our viewers have had a chance to watch it, and if not, we'll try not to spoil too much of it for you guys. I had a chance to screen it early. Well, it is such a fun movie. There's so many nods and homages, like classic scary stories, urban legends, and some cult status films. You guys threw a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. A lot of stuff. I'm just gonna dive right in. My first question is for Desiree and Scott. You guys are the brains behind this film. How did you guys come up with the idea and execution for this concept?
There's a couple of answers here, but a quick one would be, have you ever seen this? Oh, I haven't seen this. Well, that would be fun. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, accurate. I would say there's definitely not enough Halloween movies, and we kind of see a niche. There's just the same old Halloween movies every year, and there could just be a lot more. So we just want to.
Yeah. So kind of all of them in one.
Good mix.
Yeah. Are you guys fans of the horror genre from before? Is this like kind of a new thing that y'all are making, or something that you guys kind of dabble in?
We like horror, but we dabble in sci-fi, action, a little bit of everything. Comedy. Desiree's background is a lot of comedy. So, yeah, there's a lot of funny things from her. So.
Yeah, I imagine that many of us are fans of the horror genre. It's such a loyal fan base. It's just fun to watch, fun to be part of. I have a question for all the cast members. How did you guys get involved with Bad Candy? What stood out about the film for you guys? And tell us a little bit about the character that you play in it. Let's start with Ryan. He's in the top corner of my screen.
I got involved because
is it working?
He's frozen.
You're frozen.
Ryan, you're frozen.
Ryan,
I can see stillness. It's an actor technique.
All right, we're gonna glitch back.
I'm gonna quote my acting teacher.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, there he is.
We thought you were acting.
No, I was on my phone originally, and then people started calling me, and it stopped really working. So, okay, so back to the question: how I got involved.
Yeah, how'd you get involved? What did you like about the film, and what character did you play?
I got involved because I know Desiree and Scott, and we were familiar with each other's work, and they approached me about playing the character Charlie. And I just loved it because it's a really fun movie, and a Halloween movie too, you know. And my character, I don't know, it's kind of a bad guy. He's kind of like the older guy that shows up at the party. He maybe belongs, maybe doesn't belong. And I'll just, that's about what I can tell you on that.
Alexandra?
So I've known Des and Scott for a while, and I trust them, and we've always had so much fun together. And then she hit me up about this character, and she sent me the script and sent me my part, and I turned out to be a badass, and I kick his ass in the end.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, girl, all about it. So I was on board like from the start. I loved what I read, and I'm so proud of them and what it's become, you know, and yeah.
Very cool. Haley?
Sorry, I was unmuting myself because I was at work. So I honestly can't really remember who got me involved first. But yeah, like I think it was Des, if I'm being honest. But here's the thing, like you know how when you go into an interview and you're like, I look great on paper, and then you like shit the bed. Well, this looked like really weird on paper, but like she was able to hold on. She was able to kind of put it in a way that I guess I could comprehend doing something like that and it being okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as soon as she told me, hold on one second. Hey, can you do it on your phone? Sorry. Sorry, I was supposed to be checking a customer out. But yeah, so when I came in, I was kind of honestly really hesitant because like if she wouldn't have been a really kind of trusting female, I probably would have been like, no, you just want to see my tits. And so, you know, it turned out to be great. Like she was very supportive. I liked how driven and like creative she was. Like everyone involved was intelligent, and no one was gonna kind of like end up screwing someone in the end with like footage or anything like that. Everything just like made sense. So, and I didn't have to get nude, so it was tight. It's hard as a chick in a horror film. The
Always a
percentage,
perk. For
yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I really liked the way everything was set up for that.
Somebody else got nude instead.
Right.
There were a couple other naked people, but that was not planned. That
Yeah.
Right.
Or told. Yeah. Is his dick out?
yeah.
No, that was the only thing he said. I was like, wait, is his dick out?
Mhm.
Was that line improv, by the way, or was that scripted?
Oh no, that was improv. No,
That was not.
but that whole scene, like,
Because I laughed. That was really funny.
like 75% of the stuff I said in that scene was just made up.
Oh yeah, well that was one thing I really liked about how they did everything is like a lot of the stuff in my scene what gets said is like they'll let you throw in improv of like what makes sense for this person, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're willing to trust the people you work with, it all comes together.
That's so great. Yeah, for sure. Especially since you guys all seem to say you guys have worked together before, so you guys already have that trust and that chemistry together.
Yeah, it's all about the chemistry. You gotta build the environment, set it up, and then hook up each other and kind of
set
together.
the world and then let your actors go.
Yeah.
Derek, we didn't get to you. How'd you get involved and tell us?
My turn to talk yet?
Yes. I answered that in Craigslist about a casting. It was a weird process. Desiree wasn't involved. Strange. There was a cow.
I got brought in with you were coming on board a little later.
No, I've known Scott for a while now, and he's somebody who I'd wanted to work with previously. We did like one music video that's like totally not the same thing, and like Desiree's just really cool, and they're like, hey, we have this idea, and they actually had to come to the casting and like read with the other people who are reading for the roles, and like their casting director's like, here's your sides, and I'm like, no, I'm not auditioning. This is my part. I'm helping you guys. I don't audition for my friends.
It took a long time. We had Derek set, but like on the other two was a lot of. It just took a lot of casting to get the chemistry right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of improving in the audition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of me throwing out pages of script that I wrote. Just well, I don't need these anymore.
It's nice that as a writer, you're not like, no, these are my words.
No, honestly, we have so much extra footage from different takes, and they were all funny. It was so difficult to like sort through everything and really choose what kept the story still moving in the right direction and what was funny. I mean, we have a bloopers reel that's like 20 minutes long.
Oh my god, I would love to watch that. You could always have an extended cut as well.
I don't think we're gonna do an extended cut.
The Russo cut?
I think it's a featurette.
Yeah, I loved the casting. So whatever process you guys went with, I mean, it was great. You know, everyone was super talented. You guys had some iconic actors in some of the key roles, children, and it was definitely an appreciated element of inclusion and diversity, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have, most of y'all seem to be familiar with each other, work together. What were some of the new challenges of this particular project?
Some of the biggest challenges was logistics and scheduling. Like
Schedule is crazy.
scheduling for us was very difficult because Derek was doing Jumanji 2 at the time, and Alex was going back and forth between New Orleans for like a talk show, right? And then Ryan was on Walking Dead, and yeah, we had a lot of we had Cobra Kai and MacGyver guys schedule with them. And
I
then
was doing random
all the
commercials.
time. So that was fun. But I think that was our biggest challenge. Staying on budget and staying connected. So we all showed up at the same time.
Yeah, no, those are always challenges, staying on budget, staying on time. I just want to say, like, I think I hear a little bit of like typing noise or some background. I'm just wondering who that is. Or if we could just.
I've been wondering about that.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm like, is that in my head?
Yeah, it's not me.
Is it the headphones? Or hey, there, you the only one wearing? Maybe.
Oh, wait, it stopped for a second.
Now it's really stopped.
Wait, is it someone that we can't see that's typing?
It's not. It sounds like it's like when we start talking, right?
Technical difficulties.
We just pause the ringtone.
We'll just we'll fix the post. It's fine.
That's weird though.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and move on. There were a lot of great scary parts of this film. All these different nods and references to different horror movies and urban legends. What are some of your like favorite classic horror stories or Halloween stories, urban legends, and did it make it into the film? Is it something that kind of sticks with you? And
not on my end. It didn't make it into the film.
I don't know. I mean, I had just recently done a short with a bunch of horror in it, but for me, I really dig like the classic, like kind of Halloween-y slasher, which is what I liked about this film. You know, anything that has a lot of just random like blood or like chaos and stuff like that. Leaning more towards like kind of like, I don't know, something Carrie-esque, you know, stuff like that, like, you know, The Omen.
Have you seen Trick or Treat? Have you seen?
Oh
Trick
yeah,
or Treat?
yeah.
I watched it recently on Amazon. It reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
That whole anthology idea, yeah. But I've always loved horror movies. Michael Myers, man, he creeped me out at a very young age, and I've always loved it. I didn't mean to cut you off, Haley. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, no.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah, like you can never cut me off. It's a conversation.
Yes, Scott, y'all haven't seen Trick or Treat?
Oh, we love Trick or Treat. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was thinking about in the style of like with Bad Candy. I was like, I love the movie Love Actually. What if that movie was actually really fucked up and people killed each other?
Yeah.
I didn't get that reference at all.
Honestly, the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie about a clown, so it's like the clown is like the anti-hero. So usually, a lot of horror movies you always see, you know, like It or Michael Myers. They're always trying to kill. We kill all the bad people. And I kind of like that aspect with the kid.
I'm still trying to figure out how my character is technically bad because I like, you know,
like necrophilia is bad.
Right, that's bad.
but I was
like
under
37
the
states.
influence, and
You still could be alive. You're just frozen. I don't know. We never feel if you're dead or not.
it's like,
there's
Ryan's more of a dick than I am.
but
I mean, Corey says after your scene, he's like, "What a dick," and
Exactly.
but you weren't that bad.
No.
My favorite aspect of this was the comedy, not just because I got to be really funny, which I don't get to be very often because of how I look. But like I grew up in the '80s, so like horror had like that was the boom of horror, and the ones that I
Derek, you look
ones that
funny.
were funny.
Yeah.
So like, like Freddy Krueger was dope because when he spoke, but like he was funny, and that was like a really cool thing. So like I've always known that comedy goes incredibly well with horror, just like it goes really well with action. And if you combine all three, like make it funny, like that's not easy to do.
dark comedy action.
Yeah.
It's really hard for horror to take itself seriously in a lot of movies. So to make that dark comedy mix is always more fun for us. For me and Desiree, especially, like we love Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I love that.
I mean, so
Very Bad Things.
yeah, movie like
Yeah.
oh, I love Very Bad Things. That's an
Yeah,
amazing movie.
that shit.
A great movie.
It's more fun to make fun of yourself
Mm-hmm,
than a Ring movie where you're trying to take it seriously and it gets laughable. But if you make fun of yourself, it's more fun for me. I know.
Yeah. And then
Your,
the cast
I have myself muted. Your next one, she said she's gonna be here before 4:30. She was in a
You're working so hard, guys. She's working so hard.
And Ryan's smart.
yeah. She's about to be here in like 2 minutes.
Because
Haley, you're not muted.
yeah, there you go. There's this in Ryan's book. There's this creepy gas station. Desiree and I would always drive by south of the border, at the border of North Carolina, South Carolina.
I was scared the other day.
The scariest fucking place you've ever been. Oh, I didn't mean to cuss, but scariest place you've ever been to. And every time we would stop there, it was just like it felt like somebody was going to stab you or kill you. To have that slasher aspect in this creepy place was a lot of fun for us.
Here's the question I have, just as a viewer of the film: who's more of a badass, Bad Candy or Lenny? Now I know Bad Candy has the name of the film, but like Lenny can fly,
Lenny.
right?
Lenny.
It's
Right.
such an overrated power to fly. Like, get
Better than just stand there and we don't even see him do anything. It's just Jason.
yeah, it's the whole like, what is he gonna do? Where is he gonna pop up?
Is he gonna make balloon animals?
He's not gonna Jeepers Creepers your ass.
I'd be much more terrified of Lenny in real life.
that was a good nod to Jeepers Creepers. Like
That was really well done. And I don't want us to bypass that. That was
Yeah. How many nods do you think you guys kind of like smushed into this film here? There's so many.
I'd have to go through and rewatch the final cut again and count. It's a lot.
A lot, right? Yeah, no, I caught so many. I was like, oh, I get that. I understand that reference. I liked how Scott, you were saying how he was kind of the anti-hero, because I thought that was actually one of the more scary aspects of it when you really delve into it. It's like sometimes the most disturbing bad creatures are not the fictional ones that we make up. They're like the ones that actually exist in life.
Yeah.
So was that kind of a conscious decision, trying to make like not that it needs one, but like a theme or a message behind it?
Yeah, we try to write stuff that has some purpose or theme to it. And this one go around was, if you do fucked up shit, you're gonna fucking, excuse me, sorry, I have a potty mouth. If you do really weird or horrible things, weird and horrible are gonna get to you. I'm a fan of it. This was good.
Yeah, and just the fact that the little girl, anything she draws comes alive, and she creates this issue, which she protects the Halloween. So I like that aspect where if you watch a movie like It, it's this clown trying to kill the kids, or you watch Michael Myers, killing everybody for no reason, and this guy's protecting. So I kind of like that aspect of the movie.
Yeah, that was really, really great. I think another aspect of this film that was so fun to watch was the costuming, the props, the set design. I mean, these are all like really fun aspects of being in a horror movie, right? You could like create this world that's so fantastical. I also love that you guys did so many practical effects along the way. I think that's a nod in itself. I think a question for the cast members here: what were some of your most memorable experiences on the set of Bad Candy? Whether it was like a physical scene or makeup, prosthetics, tons of blood.
So I think we figured out the feedback might be Alex. Sorry.
Is it me?
Yeah. If you mute yourself, I think it stops. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's her. It's her.
How is it on your? Are you on your phone?
Ah. Yeah, Haley.
Well, it was Boba too.
It's not in my head. Cool.
Yeah, it's back every time she unmutes.
You have to mime.
She might have to reconnect. Yeah, reconnect.
Yeah.
Do you have a mask?
Or you use ASL like the movie.
I'm on the 8th floor, right?
Oh, good.
But yeah, anyone have like a fun story or a memorable
Mine,
thing that happened? Yeah.
the most fun I had was the scene with the rabbits, but the most memorable was like putting together the fight scene at the mill, just because like it was really involved. There was like weeks of planning and replanning, and we had some stuff get thrown together at the last minute, and just like sketching out everything, and then design the action, figure out where the camera's going to go, and make it in such a way that it's easiest to shoot without worrying about continuity and having to kick
Right.
the table 3 times. Is that what he gave us? He's like, I'll go over the table 3 times. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But like the moment in that when I pull the gun out and I shoot Tim. So that's what's called a dead man. So in a dead man, a guy in a harness.
Yeah, you get one of those.
Right, yeah, you have him in a harness, and the harness is attached to something immovable. So the stunt guy runs forward as fast as he can, and when that rope runs out, he gets jerked like he just got struck or shot with something large. And the timing has to be perfect. You have to rehearse it. You have to go on camera, especially because in that scene, I'm actually improvising with Kenny. That's in the script, and I can't really see Kenny coming. I can see motion of the corner of my eye. So I have to, while I'm talking to Kenny, pull this gun out, shoot it off one time at the exact moment when the rope comes all the way tight. And it's late, and we're hiding. Desiree's like, shoot it right now, or I'm cutting. You can't. I was like, go. And we did it, and I wasn't allowed to take part in the editing of the action. But I heard secondhand that like that dead man came out really good, and I waited until I saw it for myself, and I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, rewind.
We had multiple takes to choose from, thankfully, so we were able to stitch stuff together, and it worked out really well.
We were editing during COVID, so it got really weird anyways. So.
Yeah, lots of time to do it, I'm sure. How many times did you have to do that day?
Groundhog Day for a while. It was wake up, work on Bad Candy, go back to bed, wake up, work on Bad Candy, repeat for like 4 months.
We did one take. That's all
One
she
take.
gave. One take.
That's
One
awesome.
take of a complicated stuff, and it came out flawlessly. So that was
Derek. Yeah, I don't know. I was just stoked that the dead body I had to imply coitus didn't be super weird afterwards, because that can always be a thing. If you get a text a couple weeks later like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, not on set anymore, so we shouldn't be doing this. But Des was really considerate in finding someone who's not only respectful but can lay still while someone's implying to have sex with them. So that's always, I think, a little more difficult. I think he is an underrated actor for that, because anytime someone's on you, being able to have that dead weight and keep yourself still like that takes a lot of skill. And I just have to commend Des and Scott for giving all of us the freedom to make choices, because at the end of the day, that's what we get hired to do. So if you're a confident director, writer, and you're you're casting the right people, it's all going to be a lot easier for you. And they knew that in the beginning. So that's kind of what I saw them doing, is just finding the best people for each role. That way the work for them is like, hey, we need you to do it from this angle, or like maybe we need you to do it a little louder. It's not some huge drastic thing that you're having to adjust, because like the work was in the beginning when they kind of researched and dissected who you were as a person to make sure you could do something like that, you know?
Yeah, Ryan was actually the first person ever signed on to it, because I was typing in my office one day and Ryan was there, and I was like, yo, Ryan, how do you feel about this kind of character? And he's like,
Love it.
So some of the Ryan isms that he has, and he did really well, and it works, and it was a lot of fun. And working with everybody, by the way, like not even just people here, everyone on our cast, the kids that we got, the amazing parents that they had. I mean,
Love the kids. The kids are great.
all the kids were super, like they were just so great, and they had so much fun.
We probably looked for like 6 months for that damn treehouse too.
Oh,
Wow.
scouting was insane.
Scouting was terrible. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
you got some great
I want to go
locations.
back and go on the zip line.
Yeah,
There's a zip line that's not in the movie.
all of our locations had, you know, their positives and negatives, but
Mhm.
I think my favorite location was the house Alex was at, because it had a giant pond in the front of it, and we were able to get around the pond and get like this beautiful reflective shot. And
We didn't get to do that one shot that me and Derek really wanted to do, but
which shot?
the throwing the guy down the stairs, which
Oh, yeah,
we'll
we had
Oh yeah.
We should have had a camera on Halloween, Des.
I would have loved that.
Like he was gonna have a second and a third camera. Yeah.
No, yeah, we'll save that for like a sequel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That stair fall. That stair fall. Was that what that
Yeah,
one?
stair fall. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember it in the script. It was supposed to be, but yeah, it ended up being her sliding down. Mhm.
there was a lot of struggle with certain locations and having the blocking work out. And I know Derek had to do 2 sets of choreography and blocking for the fight scene. Thank you. Sorry. Obviously, want to have to go through and redo everything. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, that's just how it goes. Like, it just happens.
One thing that was really interesting for me was the that Lenny scene. It was actually shot at different locations and different days. So to see it cut together,
Wasn't it different years?
it was really cool. Yeah.
It wasn't.
And the first part of it was so brutal. It was snowing. It was like 30 degrees. We have people in their underwear throwing blood on them. I was just hoping no one died.
Like, we would cut, and I'm like, "Can you please get these 2 old naked people blankets, especially her?"
They like to be naked. It was weird. They were all.
Yeah, I never hired any of that, and I was out of the country shooting something else. And when I heard about all the shenanigans, Gloria called me. She's like, "Yo, girl, so you want to know what happened?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?"
There was a tornado warning. It was snowing, monsoon, raining sideways.
Yeah, we got rain to snow all in 5 hours.
Like, so this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. And then I have other people being like, "Yo, Mary Kim's car is stuck in the mud." Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we tried to cut that seamless though and match the lighting with the shot with Derek and Kenneth and Jay. So it cuts pretty well, but it was all the stuff with the pumpkin heads and the monsters, like literally 18 degrees and rain and snowing, and then the stuff with Derek and those 3 guys is like, it was kind of warm that night.
Yeah, like I was sweating under my flannel.
Yeah, we shot that in May, and then we shot the Lenny stuff in January. So
The other night,
Yeah, but Derek, me and you are used to being out in the cold late. I think that's when we first met. Was that
that was when
overnight?
we first met.
That overnight, and I got a blister from a hot hands in my pocket. I
Like,
can
we
tell,
met
like,
doing this.
differentiate body heat.
Yeah, we met doing this Buried Alive Cinema Challenge, and like Haley's
I feel like I
friend-
might have heard of you guys through Derek. Now that I'm thinking.
No. So
Probably.
my friend Blake moved up here. Blake needed a model. I suggested you to Blake. Blake found Scott and was he's the DP in this, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
Well,
Blake,
he's a cameraman.
Yeah.
Blake would send me pictures of different actors and actresses he would work with constantly.
Mhm.
So you work with this person, and we just kind of had a catalog of people.
Yeah.
And then I sent you guys Milligan and also told Adrian to audition.
Yeah, I loved Adrian. Loved
Oh yeah, Adrian was wonderful to work
Yeah.
with. He's
Yeah.
super. Like, I want to hire him on so many other things. We just have to get there.
Just goes to show it's like such a small world once you get in it, you know, everyone knows everyone. So
Mhm.
yeah, the cutting of that scene, it was seamless. I never would have thought that it took place so many different places, so many different times. And the guys running around in 18-degree weather, like that's the flip side that people don't think about with horror movies. It's like always at night, it's always outside, you're always covered in blood.
Yeah.
I think this industry in general does a good job of making people be like, I want to do it. And I'm like, do you?
Yeah, and then we film like winter scenes, or we film summer scenes in the winter just to like get the timing just right. Yeah, it's always.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was so.
I think we skipped you. What's well, tell me about like some of your experiences. What was like a standout moment for you on the film?
Talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Is it still doing it?
A little bit, yeah.
It's driving me insane.
Just have it on when you talk. It's fine.
Okay. Does it go away when I stop talking, or when it's muted?
It's always there.
It's always there. Well,
You might have-
okay. But this film, this film had many challenges, many fun aspects. What was the question?
What was the standout moment for you? You know, like being in a horror movie is always so different. Right? It's not the same as just like being in a drama where you're just standing there saying interacting. You're like running.
It's fast moving, right? Running, the heart racing, like the whole idea of your character being in a very out there situation. But for me, it was the late night, like staying up all night, getting there really early. Like it's just crazy being that active and that having that much energy in the middle of the night with the stunts and falling, and I had bruises, but it's such a blast, you know, especially in that house and with the people you're working with. It has to be a good environment that you're in, and that definitely was one of the challenges for me, though, having to move that fast and the stunts. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek, for being there and helping so much. He was the big.
You know, I almost didn't bring my bag that night.
Oh my gosh! You know,
Yeah, I was like, I had never worked with Alexandra before, and they're like, she's done stunts. So I was like, okay, I won't even need to bring my bag. She's gonna have her own bag with her own pads. And then last second, I just went ahead and grabbed my stunt bag. And I get there and I'm like, all right, so you're gonna want to put on knees, elbows, and spine. She's like, I don't have any pads. I was like, here's my pads, because I'm like, look. So she had my elbow pads on her knees, a second pair of elbow pads over the top of those, my spine pad, which is as small as I could possibly get it.
Dude, we made it work, though. We made it work.
You need to watch
It looks great.
And the stairs were padded, so that helped.
when Alex gets kicked. Like a lot of people like just react like really. Like, ooh.
oh yeah, Alex. People are like,
My sister and my brother were like,
this number.
oh my God, he's kicking you. And I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but,
People's reaction to the part.
Yeah. And when she kicks Mike in the face, it's just fucking great.
Oh my God!
I love that.
I was cheering you on so hard.
Like, I was watching, like, as her foot planted, I was like, here we go, 3, bow!
Love it, love it.
Didn't we get that in one take?
What's that?
I think we got that kick in one take.
I think it was.
Yeah, that happened once.
My only stunt was falling off the gurney.
We watched that take multiple times, and I think we were just so pleased with it. We were like, yeah, that's fine. Moving on. That's my favorite thing. Moving on. Let's go.
Yeah, I can confirm that is her favorite thing.
It's always nice to get.
Someone has to move us along, or else we'd never get through a scene.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about like just the horror genre in general. Like, first of all, do you guys you guys believe in ghosts or paranormal or stuff?
Absolutely, yes.
There's a very masculine vibe in the corner of my basement, and I don't go there.
I went there. I actually, yeah.
I
I'll hang
actually
out there
would.
when you're not home. So my bad.
Yeah, we have a haunted piano.
A haunted piano, it just starts playing in the middle of the night by itself.
It has before, but we well, actually, because when we did the ghost hunter scene, I brought a heat vision camera home to play with because we had it for a couple of days. When you point it at the piano, you get all these warm, all these warm colors, and all the walls would be cold, and it's just right where someone would sit. So it's all this heat from the heat.
Ooh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I do like the idea of a haunted piano though. But it's like a cool, like a classical song. It plays the theme song for Cars for Kids.
Oh, 1-800
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah, that one. That would make me nervous.
KARZ, Cars for Kids. I'm like, you're not even teaching the kids how to spell, and you're giving them a vehicle.
Yeah, that's funny, Derek, because that's a good post joke, and it's all the demons. That's their theme song. And then they start singing that song.
Not Lenny. Lenny's got a cooler theme song.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
is Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Iron Man remix with Busta Rhymes.
Did you guys listen to a lot of Slipknot while you were on set?
No.
No.
Corey's great,
Yeah,
but I'm not a huge metal fan.
Yeah, we did have Corey do a couple Chili Billy lines in the Slipknot screen voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
So I didn't even know until like somebody slipped it out on IMDb Pro that Corey was in this. Like when I the last couple of years I played football, so going back to 2010, like I wouldn't just play Slipknot music. I have like on my YouTube channel, I have like the song that I mixed together for right before kickoff with like all these pictures of like Knights Templar and Wolverine and football hits and like and a Slipknot song mixed with an opera song mixed with quotes from Gladiator and the 300. And I'm like, so when I found out he was involved, I was like,
Yeah,
we-
Corey's wonderful.
Yeah, that's true because I think Corey and Zach were kind of like in completely different scenes from you guys, right?
Yeah.
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 So we had Corey and Zach for a weekend, and they were so super cool with each other, and I think they were fans of each other.
Or
So we were like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? And it was wonderful. Their relationship was amazing on set.
yeah, because like I had met Zach before, and I just heard about, he always gets a gremlin joke. So my whole push was to get Corey to make a gremlin joke.
I got that.
You know,
Yes, yes.
because, if you see Zach, it's always gremlins this, gremlins that. We were filming, and it wasn't written. That joke wasn't written, and I just had Corey add it, and the response Zach gives is like legit the boomer response.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
Improv. Yeah, no, that's so cool. Very, very cool.
But it's funny.
Oh man. So any other scary stories other than the haunted piano or any of the locations you got shot at were like super creepy in its own way?
Oh, the dentist office. The dentist office. Every time I turned a corner, there was like old equipment and like just like just stuff everywhere that you're like, I'm gonna just, I would never come here if it was open because I feel like you have outdated equipment. Like it just was
Abandoned. Yeah.
Yeah, it was abandoned. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it was like an open dentist
All these
office.
fake teeth.
Talking mad shit about it, but like no, yeah, it's a closed dentist office. But everything just felt
the dentist office.
yeah, well, everything. It's the most like inside. It was the easiest to turn into like a morgue, I think, type looking to do run sequences. For that actual scene where I'm in a room, like in a freezer, like they put a lot of work into actually set decking and building that out. So like a lot of the really intricate scenes is stuff that Scott, Des, and the entire art department and whoever that like built for this.
Yeah, we built all of it.
But Yeah, but the dentist office was just choice creepy, man. Just because you're already like cringy because you're like, ugh, I don't like dentists. Like, it's weird. There's a lot of drilling and stuff. But I think also probably had asbestos, so it made it extra creepy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I've endangered all of my talent.
No, it just, when you go into places like that, we've all been there where you're just like, I think at one point this was pretty gnarly. Right? It's because it was closed for like 2 years, and obviously you guys did everything to make sure we were all safe, but you can aesthetically look like you have asbestos and not have asbestos. It's fine.
Yeah.
How about
bathroom I was in was pretty gnarly too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that bathroom was good.
That was
Oh my god.
That bathroom was so effing gross. Oh,
You get pictures of me laying on the floor
Where
and
was that? Where was that?
Did they clean it and then re-dirty it, or was that
he added a lot to it.
they added a ton to
added
it.
so much to that to make
It was already really nasty, but we just made it like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that
God.
bathroom was actually at a rest stop at south of the border for South Carolina, North Carolina on 995. That's how they all live.
on location?
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about Scott's abandoned
Welcome to
plan
South
blow up
Carolina
kitchen.
tourist center.
My favorite location was the house at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
was like a lucky find. We were just, I was just driving, looking for houses, and I went to this.
contacted them on Instagram.
Yeah, they're awesome. But like, it's funny because when I found it, it was all abandoned, and then somebody bought it, and luckily I shot some footage of it, like in its decrepit state, and then he turned it into this nice, beautiful yellow house.
They restored it. It's
Stored it. Yeah, he got
That's
a brand
crazy.
fixed it up. But when you watch the movie and they're outside, those are the shots of the old house, but they're in front of the new house.
Mhm.
Flip it.
It's
So you
real
can see.
magic.
You can tell it's all tricks, but it was a great. It looks like CG, but it's real. Both shots.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people think we just sunk a lot of the budget into CG changing that house. And I'm like, oh man, no, like that was just a really, really fortunate scenario.
Yeah, people were like, "How did you mess that house up?" And I was like, "We just shot it at 2 different times.
Mhm.
Perfect,
It's so crazy.
worked out." But
Yeah. Did you oh my gosh. What's his face actually thought that was our house, and I was like, "That's not my house, dude." My house.
So, in addition to the locations, what were some of your favorite props and costumes? Like, what were some of those things like for you all?
I have a funny
I like
prop.
my drug sampler.
I was gonna say all the fake drugs,
They were all fake for sure.
super fake.
Totally.
What was the thing?
It was a method
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
I
So
totally didn't
Right,
smoke
Ryan?
weed. Yeah, I didn't smoke weed. I totally didn't do that.
So Scott has like in the back of the truck, there's a whole series of weapons, and one of them is a flail. A flail is a medieval weapon where there's a handle. There's 1 to 3 chains, each with a spike ball in the end, and you swing it and strike. So he's like, throw it. I'm like, how far? He's like, as far as you can. So I reversed Thor underhand and chucked it like 75 yards and got stuck in a tree.
That was so funny.
And with, like that was we like had to call for the night after that. Had to go find
I had to
the
go
ladder.
get it.
Oh yeah.
It was up there.
Yeah.
You guys didn't get it down, or?
No, they got it.
We got it.
I
And
did.
it's been there ever since.
As soon as I lost it, I was like, I'm just cast. I'm not in charge of props.
Yeah.
I love the car that I got to drive too. That's
Oh
that's
yeah.
When it ran, it never ran.
yeah,
Breaking down, of course.
yeah. I needed a special touch, which I only have part of the time.
Semi-special touch is what they call them.
I was also fond of Scott's aborted attempt to blow up the kitchen and the firehouse.
Oh my
He's
god.
like, yeah, so we won't have this explosion. What do you think? And I was like, sounds expensive. What did Desiree say?
Yeah, right.
He's like, she'll be fine. I was like, an actual explosion or a digital explosion? He was like, actual. I'm like, okay. So like propane tanks and air rams and burn safety.
No.
Well,
Your brain just starts checking off all the boxes,
there,
Derek.
We can give it a shot, yeah, but she's not gonna like that.
there's definitely an
She's
inside.
not gonna like that.
Anytime Desiree leaves, like we do all the bad stuff. That
Yeah, let's burn something.
and when she left the clubhouse, that whole scene with the mom with the blood coming out of the father into her mouth, like we destroyed that room only after Desiree left.
Second set. We had a whole other set prepared.
Yeah, she left, and I was like, "Hey guys, let's do this."
To her credit, her main concern for everyone always is safety. So, like, if you're gonna pull some shit like that, you better do it when she's not there, bro.
Yeah, we did it, and it looked amazing. We threw the fridge, we threw lamps.
I was like, you're gonna kill someone, you better not happen within so many miles because I can't have that.
Yeah.
I can't have that on my chest, bro.
Yeah, I did go watch the movie, and I saw some action sequences that I wasn't present for.
Derek, you weren't there for mine.
Right.
Or mine.
I'm trying to think of, you know what, to be fair, Derek, I wasn't there for that either. On the
Oh yeah.
part, I was there
So
for
it's Scott's fault.
for which part?
It's Scott's fault.
Oh, it's Scott's fault.
Scotty boy.
Oh, the freezer scene, or no?
Yeah, I wasn't there for the freezer scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have remembered that because I, for the first time as an actor, I called cut on a scene because some guy decided to go haywire and bite my leg. No one knew it was gonna happen. No one knew it was gonna happen. It was this old dude who, like, he didn't tell anyone that he had hearing aids, which, you know, like we all have our things that we have to deal with and cope with, and so he had hearing aids, but so he took them out because they are expensive, and I totally understand that. But he didn't let anyone else know that he was blind, and so or he couldn't hear. I'm just and so he had made a comment saying that like he was a leg guy, and I was like, ugh, gross. And then we like do the scene, and all of a sudden I feel teeth on my leg, and I was like, cut. I was like, cut. I don't know what just happened, but someone bit my leg. And then I look over and I could see where my leg was and where he was, and I was just like, you mother. And I literally looked at Jason, who was doing art, and Scott was there, and they were totally cool with me being like, no, hard line. If we're doing this, we talk about it. That's a choreography move that involves my skin in your mouth. And so, like, we got to talk about that. And so, like, everyone was totally cool and understood.
Because if I was there for this would not have happened.
Oh,
Same.
100%. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, if Des was here, he would have, like, she wouldn't have cared that he wasn't wearing his hearing aids. She was like, that was a choice you made. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, in this industry, as cool as it is to do the weird and gritty and like fight scenes and everything like that, you have to communicate with people. You have to communicate with your counterparts out of respect for you, out of respect for them, out of respect for the production. So like when stuff like that happens and you're all of a sudden like, hey, cut, like everyone will understand because like no one normally does stuff like that.
Right.
So that was a fun little. Yeah, right.
Like, I've been going for like 3 years.
It's so important for actors to like know what's happening and like know what boundaries and limits are. Like I'll do things in scenes where I'll like tell if I know the person is getting ready to freak out or something along those lines, I will tell them, look, whatever you decide to do to me in character is fine. I'll react. Just do whatever you feel like. But I'm also me. I'm not Haley. I can.
You're giving them that permission,
right? I give you that permission. I'm also a fan, so that's not
tall and like 300 pounds of solid brick wall.
Right. Like if I'm Haley's double, that dude doesn't bite my leg.
That's true.
Here,
well, and I think that was.
We were like, stop.
Yeah, everyone was like, wait, no, what did he do? But that's the thing is like, if I'm asked that, like 9 times out of 10, I'm down for whatever. But as long as it's communicated, if I'm in the middle of a scene and I feel your chompers on my calf, I'm gonna call cut.
Yeah,
that's just how that.
Totally fair. Yeah, like you said, boundaries, safety. I think that's super important, especially in such physical roles. Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, and that's the only reason why I signed on, because I knew they would keep us all safe.
Yeah, like Alexandra's whole scene
I
is
know.
her
I
getting beat up.
everything else.
Yeah.
I promise you, we're gonna do it this way. It's gonna look like this. It's not gonna get inappropriate. It's not gonna get out of hand. And the second I'm not there, that's
Like Alexandra's whole scene is her getting beat up in an attempted rape, and I was like, I took that really seriously.
Yeah. Both
Because
did.
that is like, that's like, whoa. So like every step of the way, like I checked, like, fuck what Mike thinks. I'm like, are you okay? What about this? What about this? You cool with that? Does that work? Does that work for you? Does that work for you? I can say yes to whatever. I don't give a shit. But like, are you okay with this? Are you sure?
A lot of the scene
I'll
is
go
him
through
on
it
top
half
of
speed.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him stand up and be like, hey man, I heard what you said on that panel.
But I'm on the ground, you know. I'm going to get kicked and shoved, and
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is you're the prey at that point. So like the main concern is, are you okay? And we don't actually make you feel like you are prey. Like,
but that's what's so great about this indie film. It was so safe. It really was. At the end of the day, like we killed it. Like when it came to all those stunts and all that crazy things, the things that we did do.
Alex,
we were
that
safe about
running
it.
shot where you're like full on bolting to the stairs in the house. I remember fishnets on, and it was like a cat trying to gain traction for a second.
Oh my god! Yeah, getting pulled down the stairs. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah,
I also like how Cam, you know, he opts out of not helping Mike in that scene, and you know, he ends up being the pumpkin guy running at the credits. So
that's great.
Yeah, I love the house.
He did break into the house, but yeah,
he did.
I'm the queen of English.
You guys had such an amazing time, and you guys ran such a professional set. It's so good to hear.
Oh, always.
Yeah, so great.
Honestly, though,
in the indie world.
In all seriousness, I know everybody jokes about things, but like the care and safety of our cast and our crew is paramount to like me and Scott. That like we try not to bring people on board if they don't have a basic understanding of what's acceptable and what's going to be tolerated. But yeah, everybody was rock stars. I mean, everybody really did a good job and looked out for each other and stuck it through on 5 o'clock in the morning Red Bulls.
So good to hear.
Sun's coming up.
You had so much blood on
you. Everybody in this panel has been in one of our music videos. So we've tested everybody. Derek's been in a video, Haley, Ryan's been in tons of them. Alex,
I've been
how we met Alex, because we met Alex in New Orleans on a casting call, and she did a scene for a band called King Hill.
I also had to do a Haley conversation with Alex that time. I was like, look, okay, so it's kind of weird.
It was similar to Haley's scene.
I did what you did, Haley. Yeah, on a music video.
Oh, you what?
I did what she like the
does,
necrophiliac. Yeah.
Oh, you did that in the music video?
In the music video for Cane Hill. Yeah.
It was like a reverse Tom Petty.
It was a little less. Wait, what? What'd you say?
I said it was a little reverse Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. We should have coffee.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey,
no,
have you ever implied had sex with a dead guy for money? Yeah, you want to talk about it? For sure.
Got a latte for a girl who has sex with dead body.
Never have I ever.
Derek, that sketch came out so good. I was so
development
happy
for that
about
one.
that.
The character development for
great.
that one.
Oh man.
Guys, well, I think we're
get
just
jackets.
about at time here. I think we gotta start wrapping it up, unfortunately. Yeah, I want to thank you guys all just so much for joining us today. It was really great.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
No, it's totally fine. We figured it out.
Yeah, she just boned half the podcast.
I know.
Well, Ryan started it, to be fair, with his camera glitch, right?
Yeah.
I did. You're welcome.
Exactly.
And then he's scheduling us some new appointments for next week.
Yay. Yeah. So I want to give you guys all a couple of seconds to go ahead and give just a quick plug to any social media that you want. If you have any upcoming projects that you want to share. Whoever wants to start.
Ryan.
Yeah, who, me? What? Well, this one, of course, Bad Candy. You can find any information about that, any of the other films that I'm doing. One other that I have right now that's available everywhere is The Dawn. But you can find out about all that. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Ryan M as in Michael Kaiser, Kiser. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go real quick so I can get back to work. You can find me at Haley HALEY_Leary. You should see it on your screen. That's Instagram. Facebook is just Haley Nicole Leary. I have a couple of shows that I'm going to be on. One is like just Good Eats. I play the recurring butcher, so like don't waste your time on that. But I will be able to announce some other stuff soon. I'm also creating my second short film ever, and it's the first one was a huge homage to horror. This one is going to be just more of a really gritty, gory comedy. But I mostly care about those Instagram likes, so Haley_Leary, and that's it for me, fam. I'll talk to all you guys later. Thank you so much,
Bye,
Jackie,
Haley.
Boban, Ryan,
see
Alex,
you.
Scott, Derek, Desiree. So good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Hi, Haley. Thank you.
Bye.
So I'm Alexandra, but my first name is Catherine, so it's a little confusing, but it's Catherine Alexandra. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook by that name. It's CATHERINE. I'm a musician as well, so I have some music and all that jazz coming out pretty soon, and I'd like everybody to follow me and keep updated if you like jazzy rock kind of vibes. But yeah, this has been a blast. Thank you for having me.
Yay.
Derek?
Let's see. The things I can talk about. I'm in season 3 of Cobra Kai. It hasn't been announced yet, but they don't really care. The first episode, the season 2 of Creepshow begins with a double episode that I guest star in, and it's really funny. Like really funny. It's Creepshow, so there's still like the horror stuff, but it's really funny. And then the last show that I was working on, I am definitely not allowed to talk about yet. That'll be out next year. My social media handles on the screen. I'm DRusso97 for everything. Twitter and Instagram is where I'm most often at. And that's also my YouTube channel. I put some stuff out, some videos, things like that here and there. Comedy shorts that I shoot with Blake, things like that.
And real quick, it's Lucchese. I love you, but it's Lucchese. LUCC.
Go crazy.
When you guys mispronounce your Italian name, I'll wait.
Like the cowboy boots, Lucchese.
Lucchese. That's the last name, but thanks. Thank you.
I'm at Scott Hansen Film, and the Bad Candy is Bad Candy movie, Bad Candy Film on Facebook, and our trailer is like at 6 million views on Facebook, so it's doing pretty well. And then we'll be announcing distribution here fairly shortly for our next year release. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Off of what Scott was saying, you can also follow Bad Candy on Twitter. You can follow it on Instagram. You can follow it on Facebook. My personal Instagram, I'm Deep to the Ray, and Digital Thunderdome, digitalthunderdome.com. That's the best way to find out about any of our bigger future projects that are about to come up that we also can't talk about, Derek.
What? I didn't give any spoilers. It's in my rider that I was allowed to give 2 spoilers.
And once again, my name is Jackie Dallas. I can be found on both Twitter and Instagram as @JaxDallas, JaxDallas. And to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. Don't forget to don't miss the rest of the First Glance Virtual Film Festival. We'll be screening so many great films, including Bad Candy, all weekend through the 15th, so don't miss it. I hope you guys all stay safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.